Our guest now is Dr. Colin Johnson, Director of Education and Student Experience for the School of Computer Science. Thank you very much for joining me. So I want to start by asking, what are some of the degrees that are offered and how can students tailor the degrees to their career aspirations?
So in the School of Computer Science, we have a number of degrees in computer science, artificial intelligence, data science, cybersecurity and human-computer interaction. And these offer the opportunity either to get a broad education in an area like computer science with lots of choices, or they offer the opportunity to specialise. So for example, data is becoming increasingly important across the economy and society, and so students can specialise in data science and combine knowledge of statistics and visualisation and computer data analysis, or they can specialise in human-computer interaction, where you understand at a deep level how people interact with all sorts of interfaces, ranging from phones to laptops to virtual worlds.
And why is it that Nottingham is such a great choice for students who want to study something like computer science, artificial intelligence or cybersecurity?
I think one of the great things about Nottingham is we have a very large postgraduate student community here. We have hundreds of students doing computer science each year, and that gives you a number of advantages. Firstly, you're part of a large community, you meet future leaders in your field, you meet people who you're going to be working with throughout your lives. Secondly, it means we get to offer a lot of choice, a lot of options, a lot of engagement with our various research labs, both within computer science and across the university, so that students are not only prepared for the jobs and things immediately after graduation, but also so that you're prepared for the future, so that you're prepared for the medium and longer term future.
And how does the school's research and industry collaboration shape the learning experience for students?
We've got a number of collaborations which feed into student learning. So just to give a few examples, we've got a growing collaboration with the National Rehabilitation Centre looking into robotics for healthcare, for helping people who've had injuries recover and remake their lives. We've got collaborations in the cybersecurity area. So for example, we've got our malware lab where students, we can isolate that lab from the broader internet, and students can work on real practical stuff in computer security, defeating attacks on computers and so on. And we've got growing links with the public sector. So for example, we've got a project involving collaboration with the Department of Transport on public transport data and smart cities, and in computers for understanding agriculture and processing satellite images for agriculture. And all these things impact both upon the shape of our curriculum, but also on student projects. So we encourage students to get involved in projects that are linked with these research labs, and that lays a good foundation for the future.
And what are some of the most exciting developments you would say in computer science at the moment, and how is the University of Nottingham preparing students to thrive in these growth areas?
I think clearly one of the highest profile areas is around artificial intelligence and machine learning. On our degrees, we have a number of taught modules in those areas that are informed and constantly updated with new material and so on, so students get to learn the latest techniques in those areas and to critique those and to understand both the advantages and disadvantages as well as the technical skills. I think the second big growth area is understanding the wider context for computer science. So computers are how we do everything in the world now. So almost every area of human activity, whether it's economic, social, political, cultural, is impacted by computing. And so we're increasingly having taught modules and student projects which look at the social context of computing. So how can you not just do the technical work, but how can you advocate for computing for social good? How can you engage with policymakers around important issues around artificial intelligence, for example?
And what are some of the career paths that your most recent graduates have gone into?
I think there's a number of directions, and some students come in with a very clear direction they want to go into: user experience or data science or software development. For those, we can provide advice about what modules to choose. Some will want to start their own businesses, and there's a lot of support across the university for students who want to do that. Some will go and work for smaller companies, startup companies and so on. And we've got good contacts, particularly in terms of student projects, with some organisations that will place students in smaller companies. And I think some students really like that. They really like going and engaging with a smaller organisation and getting really involved in lots of different aspects of the organisation, whereas some others will go and work for large tech companies, and that's the direction they want to go in. They want to have be part of some large international organisation.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.